Okay, so to South Korea we go. And then we went to South Korea. Suddenly, so then there's the next meeting of the ACI. So when I say ACI, it's Airports Council International. Now, what is Airports Council International? It's International Trade Association of all airports around the world. It's global. So name the airports, they are in ACI. So Heathrow, Dubai, Munich, Hartfield Jackson, they are all inside there. So now these are the people I'm playing with, and I don't own an airport, by the way. Okay. So I go for the Africa meeting once, twice, and one day I get a letter to say they are creating, God is just awesome. They are creating a new seat at the board, on the board of the Africa Regional ACI. And it's a board of all the people who are not airport owners but work in airports. So they supply skills, whether it's design and so on, everything in airports. Wow, so that's how I fit in, right? And they are creating, those people need representation on the board. Okay. So they said they've checked everything and I qualify. I said, really? I didn't know. But we're going to vote. And I said, okay, sure. And I don't know anybody. So I said, yeah, am I interested? Of course I'm interested. I don't know what it's about, but I am interested. Because for me, nothing happens by chance. So my name is on the ballot. Suddenly I see there are two of us. One day they say, okay, now it's voting time, electronic voting where you are. So they send me the ballot and it's on the whole continent. So I'm laughing like, oh, is this thing a joke or what? Then I remember that I have a vote. So I vote. Who do I vote for?
Yourself.
Myself, indeed. About 2 weeks later, and it was at a full gospel meeting like this when I was sharing, this is what happened, and they brought it, so I voted for myself, and people were laughing like, wow, and we all laughed and we went away. About 2 weeks later, the result is announced, and I win by 1 vote.
That's your vote.
1 vote, one. I win by 1 vote. In other words, when they tallied everything, I was one over the other person. And that's how come I'm a board member of the Airports Council International Africa. When I went for the first meeting, when you see them in UN, you are sitting there, your nameplate is there, everything complete. That's what I saw when I went. I didn't know how to get to the meeting, but I was all there and it was in Tunis. So, first of all, they were pushing me around like, who are you? What did you come? I said, no, there's supposed to be a meeting. I'm supposed to be here. I said, well, we don't know you. But while this thing is going on with the people, do you know registration people now? Sometimes they cannot be not too nice. So somebody comes in and they say, oh, this person, and person, no, that's the person we've been waiting for. He's one of our directors. Wow. Suddenly, I have to adjust I'm not arguing anymore. And they say, where's his tag? Give him his tag, blah, blah, blah. And she packs all my books and everything, and I'm following. When God is setting you up, all you have to do is to follow. So I went into the room, and everybody was seated. Only my seat was vacant. All God was doing was letting them know I was coming. So they came in and they ushered me to my seat. When I sat down, they announced, this is our new board member. Cause Craft. I'm coming to care. And the time is very short. Are you enjoying the story? Yes, I thought I was going to arrest your attention. But that's how I happen to be there. Now we need to figure out what we are there for, because God doesn't just put you there for nothing. You've got to be there to make a difference. Because you see, you are not here on earth to just make the number. And that's one thing I want you to leave here with. You are here to make a difference. You must make a difference. But before you make the difference, you have to know where you need to situate yourself. When they say God is calling you, people think he's calling you to a life of drudgery and drab and so on. He wants to, as if God wants to cramp your style. Why would God want to cramp your style? God wants to elevate you, and you are the one defining it as cramping your style. You're missing the point. He wants you to tune the frequency. When they say God is calling you, that's what he's telling you to do. Tune your frequency. I'm taking you somewhere. Where you are, we can't get there. You are lost. You are lost. You know, I remember when they make altar call, they say close your eyes and people are hiding. What? This is the story of life we are talking about. This is life we are talking about. Anyway, so I go for the meeting. By the time I've gone for the first one and the second one, the third meeting, oh yes, you can trust your brother. I'm talking. I'm also contributing. Yes, we need to change aviation in Africa. That's what we are discussing there. And it's very funny to me because, you know, I'm watching a movie and wondering how come I'm seated with all these people. And the people sitting down there are, you know, the heads of the airport around the continent. So our fine MD is sitting down there. The MD of Ghana Airports is sitting down there. All of them are sitting down there. I'm the only one who is not an airport owner who is sitting down there with them. And when I talk, they must listen. And how do you know what you are saying makes sense? When you go for coffee break and they come and say, please, can I have your card? Please, before I know it, my cards are exhausted. I had to call back to Nigeria to tell my people, please, make more cards. Please bring to me. And I'm also asking, okay, so what do you do? And, you know, so care is also following you everywhere you go. And you are talking. But it gets better. The story gets better. So after Africa, the next target is world, though. That's the next target. So because I represent Africa, the new seat that is created is for the world business partners who are not airport owners. So I have to represent Africa at the world level. And America has its representation. Latin America has its representation. Europe has its representation. So all of us are there meeting. So they are just a small group talking airports and how to make airports better around the world. I'm talking on behalf of Africa. So what's happening in Africa today? I also begin to rap. Suddenly there is another opening. So on the world board, these world business partners need a representation on the world board. They say we have to vote again. You know, when you have history, the next steps are easy. But there was already a person representing the business partners of the world, but the person's tenure was over. So I was asking them, so what's going to happen? I mean, I want to learn the ropes. I don't want to go there and disgrace you. You know what I mean? First of all, they look at the color of our skin and they don't think we know what we are saying. So I don't want to disgrace you. I want to learn the ropes first. But for some reason, the person who is stepping down and the person's vice went for a meeting in Australia. And I said, so what's going to happen to the seat? And they said, we are looking at the next chairman. So I turned around because there were lots of world business partners. They said, no, don't turn around, it's you. No, this one must be a joke. Let's be serious. I said, no, you can do it. We've listened to you, we've blah, 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 you can do it. Now I'm the one who is needing encouragement. When a Nigerian needs encouragement, you know there is a problem. There is a problem. But it has to be voted upon. I said, okay. This one, if I lose this one, nothing spoil now. Must you have it smooth all the time? So they brought in the nominations. Before voting, they came and said, well, I was unopposed. So this time, no single ballot cast. And I'm sitting at the table of world. If you thought Africa was big, come and check out this one. Come and check out this one. Greece Airport, Munich Airport, Singapore Airport, Malaysia Airport, and your brother. We're all inside there. When they take the group picture, you just see one dark face. God is taking you somewhere. The last one is cause. You know, whatever it is you are doing, you must let people know, and you yourself must believe that there's something bigger than yourself. You stand for something bigger than yourself. I'm not just here to do airport. You know what? people's lives must be changed. And they will only believe it when they see yours. When it's palpable. Look, Jesus has made a difference in my life. I've told you, reading and you forget, reading and you forget, reading and you forget. The basket that you see has read. And it has been changed. So I'm not just sitting at World. By the way, they are collecting my cards at World too. In fact, one of the first time when we finished, the chairman of Malaysia Airports came to meet me. Today, those were very, very interesting contributions. That's very good. Keep it up. He's an elderly man. I said, okay, sir. you bet I will keep it up. You know, there are certain commendations you get. You can't buy it. You can't. You know, trust in God and trust in his process. That's what I'm leaving you here with. Trust in God, trust in his process. When you line up your 3 C's well, when you learn to be empathetic, when you learn to hone your craft, and when you learn that it is bigger than you. Because listen, all the things I have told you is what has given me this platform. That's why you're sitting down here listening to me. Do you see how it lines up? That your life can be significantly better than it is, if only you will give God a chance. If only you will give God a chance. And you see, it's got to be on God's terms the whole way. Too often we give him parts. And you say, you know what, God, you manage this one, I can handle the rest. You have too many problems to do, I don't want to add too much to yours. Jesus didn't die for nothing. No, he didn't die for nothing. And Christianity is not what you do in church on Sundays. No. It is what you do when you are sitting at the table in ACI. That's where Christianity is now being looked for. It's what you do when you're on that airport site and there are problems and you need to solve the problems. That's where Christianity is called for. Because that's where you need to make the difference. That's where the problem is. What do we go to church to do? We go there for maintenance. You go there to fix the car. Something is wrong. You do oil change. You do oil check. But the essence of the car is to be outside on the road doing what it has to do. There has to be a difference to your life. You know, even the battery has went for me. There's got to be a difference in your life and in the things that you do. Because at the end of the day, look at it this way. So I sit down there and I'm sitting down with all these people. Like I said, they're airport owners. I'm not an airport owner. But what it tells you that if I go to Munich airport today and I have a problem, I just make one phone call. And you will be there struggling with your bag. They'll come and pick me. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's access. It gives you access. The scripture is very clear. It says, what's the real benefit if you gain the whole world and lose your soul? What have you achieved? Okay, so I sat down with all these people, and so what? Really, and so what? I've been treated like a dignitary. I remember there was once, and I'll tell you this very, very interesting story. So I was going for a meeting in Brussels, and the plane is pulling to the taxiway. So I'm looking around, and I can see there are cars around. You know how they park dignitaries' cars now, big, big ones. You know, I see one black sedan parked. So anyway, so the airplane stops, and I'm going through the boarding bridge. And as I'm just going, I see somebody standing there with my name. This is Brussels, please, fellas. Brussels, center of Europe. And I see somebody holding my name plate. I said, that's me. And so, can we have your bag? So now we're not going through the boarding bridge. They say, no, we are going down. So by the time we go down, that black sedan I saw, BMW 740, was waiting for me. So as I'm going, they just they say, no, wait. They pop the trunk, carry my bag, put inside the trunk, open the back seat. Yours sincerely. You know, I like movies, so as I'm doing it, I check, you are not coming, I take a picture. I have a picture on my phone. I have a picture on my phone. I said, God is setting you up. You are the one who is delaying. You are the one who doesn't want it. So, they drive me. Not to that side where all of you guys go to. No. Not to the side where all of you guys go to. They take me to a completely different place. I come out, sharp, they brought out my bag. Follow me, Mr. Yekola. And as they are not looking, I quickly take a picture. I need a witness too. So that when things are not going well, when things are tough for me in the office, I just go through my phone. And I'm going through the pictures. And the Lord who did this for me is still my God today. It will be okay. It will be okay. It will be all right. So we're going to this new place. There is general place that you guys go to. Then inside that place there is VIP. Where we went was VVIP. The moment we got in, they took my passport and they said, just make yourself at home. They make the best chocolates in Belgium. So they were all there lined up. There was coffee. I said, I must eat chocolate and I must drink coffee. So I take the coffee, I make my coffee like a big man, like a dignitary. I take the chocolate, I go to sit down, and I take another picture. You can laugh all you like. Call me Bush all you like. I took a picture, I know you will do video. But don't tell me that God doesn't have your number. You see, God knows where you live. He said, go to Joppa, to the street called Straight, to the house of Simon the Tanner, and ask for Simon Peter. He knows your name, he knows where you live. If he said, go and ask for Simon, if you go to Simon's house, it's not Peter you will be asking for. It is Simon the Tanner. But he had to make that distinction. God sent me to your street today with an invitation for you. The question is, are you bold enough to accept that invitation? Today is an outing day. He's going to out some people right here. So yeah, your business, for God to make it okay, that's not a problem. That's not a problem for God at all. Peter fished because he was a professional fisherman. He couldn't catch anything. Then Jesus came and says, what's the problem? Oh, you want fish? Okay, go back and cast your net on the other side. He said, we fished all night, we caught nothing. Okay, at your word. The fish they caught was breaking their net, sinking their boat. So for him to solve your business problem is the least of the problems. He needs to start with your heart. And for 3 years he had been dealing with Peter's heart. When he died, Peter said, I go back to fishing. Do you see how difficult the human heart is? But when Peter eventually surrendered, things lined up. Probably the reason why things haven't lined up is that you give part and then you take off. You give part and then you take off. Today is the day that you give the whole. Yes. My story is, I've jumped many parts. I've just told you a few of the wonderful ones. And by the way, that Belgian trip, we finished and went and said we're now going for dinner. And they brought the chef and they just basically hyped the chef to high heaven, so we're waiting for the food. I took pictures of the food, I should show you. Oh my goodness. Gastomerie, blah, 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 blah. I was now looking for the food. There was flowers. Flowers here, flowers there, and something. And we just scribbled something. And he told the whole story about it. And I was sitting on the table with the other African reps. When they asked me, they said, where is the food? I said, exactly. In Africa, we don't do this. Then they said they were bringing the main course. Oh, it was worse than the first one. It's a little piece in the middle. And they designed the other things. And this is a top flight chef. But travel and see. That's what God is wanting to take you out to see. So that you will have a story as compelling or more compelling than mine. The question is, are you ready? Cause, care, craft. Let's bow down now.